Once again, welcome to another episode of Complete Sports Updates, the show that brings you up to date with events in the world of sports. And my name is Solomon Ujagbase, and with me here is Faye Bangboshe and James Agberebi. On Tuesday, Nigeria played a friendly match with Burkina Faso, where Nigeria thumped Burkina Faso 4-1. We saw Ideye scoring a brace, and well, compared to what he did at the Confederations Cup, he didn't perform up to par. So I want to ask my panel here what they think about his performance, and maybe we should even give him another chance to play more games in a striking position for Nigeria. So, Faye?
For me, I think it's a good comeback, having gone down for a while. I think the last time he scored a goal for Nigeria was when we routed Mali 4-1.
Yeah.
That was in the Nations Cup. So I think it's a good one. It's coming back gradually again. For me, I didn't zero my mind that Ideye has not been doing wonderfully well. So, and if you look at it as a team, the team actually performed, I won't say woefully, but the team as a whole not do so well in the Confederation Cup in June. Of course, they did very well in February in the Nations Cup, but so it was not just Ideye. So it was the whole team that did not do so well, though we'd say, because our hopes were high that we thought Ideye was going to do so much, understand. But then I thank God that he's coming back.
Well, I think credit must go to the coach for still sticking with him. For his performance. When you want to look at his performance at the Confederations Cup, you want to say why not give other players a chance? But I think Keshi did a lot of good, still sticking by him. He didn't use him in the qualifiers against Malawi, because of the return of Emenike. But I think for him to now give him the opportunity to play against Burkina Faso and even going ahead to score, I think it shows that the guy still has a lot to offer the Super Eagles. So, yeah.
Still talking about the qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers against the Flames of Malawi on Saturday, we saw Mikel playing a very distinct role in the midfield. Compared to the way he plays in the past, a lot of fans have been calling for his head, that we shouldn't even play him in the national team anymore. But we are seeing a new Mikel. He's playing with so much confidence, and he's like a commander on the field. So, James, what do you think about this?
Mikel is somebody that we should be thanking God that we have a player like him in Nigeria. Because I can't remember the last time we had a player that had so much creativity, so much panache, someone that once you have him in your team, that you're sure that you get the victory. I think Mikel, for some time, people have been questioning his commitment to the national team. But I think he has kind of put that to rest now. So everybody knows the kind of player we have in our hand. And for the African Footballer of the Year, people have been saying that he deserves it. I believe that Mikel deserves to be named as African Footballer of the Year.
Okay. We're moving to Europe, where we're going to talk about Osaze Odemwingie, who has just made a move from West Brom, his disgruntled club, to Cardiff City. As the events turn out, he's now a winger, according to his manager. So Makimake has obviously told him that he's going to play from the wing, not in the striking role. We want to see how he's going to fare. What do you think about this, Faye?
What I feel is that it will help him more than playing the out, striker and all that. So if they have definitely it's not going to affect him striking, going for goals. But I think he will do better in as a winger than the outs, because sometimes for him it could be frustrating. He gets on his temperament and all that. So for me, I feel it's going to help him than his former role.
In the Premier League, we're seeing Man United playing Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. What do you think about this match?
Well, I want to give it to Man U. Because of the experience, and the Cardiff City playing against Man U, they will be like, wow, we're playing against the champions.
Fine, cannot rule out an upset in football, but I think Man U will come out victorious. Remember they lost their last game against Liverpool, and they want to make a statement that we are still the reigning champions. The defeat to Liverpool is one of those games. Liverpool is one of the biggest teams in England.
Okay.
You know, they've won the championship 18 times.
Okay.
They're former European champions 5 times.
Okay.
So, you know, when you play against your rival, you know, anything can happen. So
Yeah.
I think that was just a slip up. I see them coming out with it.
Okay. Also on Saturday, we are seeing Sunderland playing Arsenal at the Stadium of Light. Also, we have Manchester City up with Stoke at the Britannia Stadium, and Tottenham against Norwich at White Hart Lane. And then we have Everton versus Chelsea at the Goodison Park. This is a very tricky one because we've always known Everton to always upset Chelsea, and with the new coach Jose Mourinho, we are looking forward to a very interesting match.
I think I would like to stick with the Arsenal Sunderland game.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
Okay.
You know.
Sunderland is a boogie team to Arsenal. Well, I think with the capture of Ozil, I think that will kind of boost the confidence of the players. You know, we have someone like Cazorla, Giroud, who is in form now. I think when you have someone like Ozil, a world-class player, I think that will kind of bring out that belief in them that we have someone that has seen it all, that has played in one of the biggest derbies, that's the El Clasico. You know, when you have him, you know, side by side with you, you know, you give you that freedom to express yourself.
Yeah.
And now I think one of the most improved players in Arsenal now, that's Aaron Ramsey. I think that will give him that freedom now to do his thing. And Cazorla, you know, for the last season, I think he was one of, if not the best player for Arsenal last season. So I think he will now, you know, do his own thing now. That okay, someone too can, you know, do all those things that I've been doing before. So I think Arsenal, if they don't get the 3 points, I see them coming out with a draw. I don't see them losing.
Coming to athletics, Okagbare Blessing did Nigeria proud and they just concluded 2013 IWF Championships in Moscow. She was offered 3 million naira by the president, Goodluck Jonathan. We also noticed that she's been doing so well in the past. What do you think about this?
For me, I feel it's a very good one coming from, you know, Okagbare. This has shown that when you are committed in whatever you're doing and you put in a lot of effort, you'll be able to get it someday right. I believe that is what has been lacking in athletics, okay, and even in football in Nigeria. But when the governments, if they're able to, you know, invest, and even the athletes themselves, they are able to invest in themselves and not just make the money and, you know, just eat the money as it comes and all that. Blessing Okagbare, we have seen over time, has invested in herself, making herself to become who she is now as a result of persistence, you know, coaching herself, not coaching herself in the real sense that, okay, she's the one coaching herself, you understand? But, you know, she's been there, she's been dedicated and all that. That's what you see. That's the only thing that you can use to achieve success when you are dedicated in whatever you're doing. The IAF World Championship that she just won 2 medals. If you look at it, it's been long awaited, 13 years. 13 years, I believe 13 years now. Nigeria has not gotten anything from this particular event, and now Okagbare has done it. It was not just her. I still give kudos to the Delta State governor, because the governor himself, the state as a whole, because I won't say it's only the governor, they invested in these athletes. So if other governors can do that, I believe we can have more, you know, athletes going in to compete in Olympics and, you know, World Championship and coming up with something. Yeah, other people have won, Mary Onyanli, Gloria Alozie, and the likes of them, Chioma Juwan and all that. But when you look at Falilat and Blessing, both of them schooled in the US, and they were household names. You know, they were, Falilat was an household name, Blessing too an household name in their respective institutions. But when you look at it, these 2 women invested in themselves. Especially Okagbare now, you know, she's coming up when people don't believe again in athletics that we can get something out. Falilat was the first person to win the first medals in individual medal in the Olympics for Nigeria, and Blessing now is the first person to win an IAF World Championship medal. So it goes a long way that when people are dedicated, they can win something. You know, if you look at it from 2007 till date, this girl has been, don't let me say this girl, this sports athlete has been consistent. You know, she's been consistent pushing and pushing, and that's why I see her getting a gold in the Olympics, very, very soon.
Okay. We're going to talk about the pots. Nigeria has been seeded in pot 1, and we are going to face the countries like Egypt, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, and Ethiopia. This is very tricky because Nigeria just played a game with Burkina Faso where we thumped them, and we're looking at a seeding whereby we're going to meet either Ethiopia, Burkina Faso, or Cameroon, or even Egypt. So what do you think about that, James?
At this stage now, nothing is as in, you can't just say this team is going to qualify. Fine, we are seeded and everybody's happy about it. We are going to avoid the likes of Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, but it doesn't give you the guarantee that you're going to qualify, because in Pot B you still have heavyweights there. You have Cameroon, you have Egypt, you have
Senegal, and it's a home and away something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe the Super Eagles will qualify based on their recent performance. I think we have a team who can do it for us. I always want to use the Confederations Cup as my reason for always having that confidence in them, because at the Confederations Cup, fine, everyone knew that it was going to be very difficult for them to win the competition. But when you play against the big teams, when you play against the world champion, we saw what the Eagles can do against a very good side. I think the performance against Spain kind of exposed the world champions. I think that was because that was the last time they scored after the 3-0 victory against Nigeria. In their next game against Italy, it was a 0-0 scoreline before they went on to win by penalties. Then in the finals, we also saw what Brazil did to them. So I believe after playing in the Confederations Cup, playing against the best team, coming with the world-class strikers, I mean, I don't think our players will want to fear anybody.
Country in Africa. I'm not. It's not 100%, yeah. But I think I can say 70% for our Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup.
Okay. Going to tennis, we saw Nadal defeat Novak Djokovic at the US Open. Faye, what do you think about this?
For me, good one for Nadal. Having been away for 7 months due to injury, then coming back this season again, he has done the very, very best for himself. He won the French Open at the beginning of this season. He was out with knee injury for about 7 months last year. That was when the likes of Andy Murray were able to pick up. You understand. But now it shows that Nadal is back, and that's the only person that I know that can compete back to back with Djokovic and win Djokovic any day, anytime. Though Djokovic has won severally, against Nadal. But when you see these two great guys, pushing when they are on, whether on clay or on court, though it's for Nadal, it's shown now that he's a multifaceted player, tennis player. He's not just king of clay that people believe. People always say he's the king of clay. Djokovic is the king of court. But now Nadal is showing us that he's not just king of clay. He's king everywhere. And I believe that if he keeps at it, then the next if he reaches the semi-finals at least of the China Open in Beijing, he's going to regain the top as number one. So he's going to go over Djokovic. So I believe it's something that he can achieve because he has come back more or less like. If you look at Serena Williams, you see that Serena Williams too was out for some time, and having come back since last year, she's shown, and she even regained the #1 ranking, and she's still doing it. She's still consistent. So for Nadal, I believe it's a great one. And now, if you look at the people that have won Grand Slam, is now number 3. After Pete Sampras. Pete Sampras had won 14. Now he has 13 titles, Grand Slam titles, and you have Roger Federer with 17 Grand Slam titles. So you see that this guy is really doing great. For me, for that match, he wanted it more. than Djokovic. That was what actually happened. If you look at, it was a thrilling first set, but if you look at the throughout the time, the first set he won, the second set Djokovic came back, but at the third set Nadal has to put his feet, down, to winning the game. You understand? So if you look at it, he wanted it more. At the point that he started coming back strongly, Djokovic was already demoralized and all that. So Nadal wanted it more, and that was why he got it. Djokovic could have won when he won that second set. He could have gone all the way, but he lost it, and Nadal had to quickly, go into it and win the match because he wanted it more.
Thank you for staying tuned. Kindly predict which team will be selected to play Nigeria in the FIFA 2014 qualifiers. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.